What's up, everyone? On our way to Concept. It's a Tuesday. It should be a less intense day, just like we said in yesterday's video. Not our week yet, so everybody's tuning down. Thought I'd try something a little bit different today. We're gonna share some facts, maybe some things that some of you guys might not know about us, right? So I'll start off first. So, of course, I live in Hawaii most of my life, so probably most people think I'm from Hawaii, but I'm actually from California. I was born in Los Angeles. My parents, I guess, decided to try to move away from Hawaii and make a living out there, but I talked to my dad. They were actually ready to buy a house, but I guess it sounded like my mom wanted to come back to Hawaii, so luckily came back to Hawaii. Probably be hanging with the cholos and
the holies.
Yeah, the whites and whatever. I wouldn't be hanging out with the locabradas. Back when I first moved back, all my relatives used to call me the katong. Of course, I had no idea what they were talking about, but those of you that came from the mainland when you're young and live here, I guess you can you understand. But yeah, basically it was a transplant, right? Local, but from the mainland. So that's my first fun fact.
My first fun fact is that I used to play kendama a lot. I think that was one of my passions before jiu-jitsu, and I committed a lot of time to playing kendama. Even when it kind of died down, still played kendama. You know, if you guys are familiar or my age, around or in Hawaii around that time, like 2012 or so, something like that, saw kendama, and then I think I started to play with it like 2013. So been to a couple events like in Japan, the World Cup and Catch and Flow, so never went to too many events, but yeah, I used to be really into kendama, playing, filming, going to hang out with my friends to play. Still pick it up here and there, not as much.
It's like the last trip to Japan, there was like an event, happened to have an event, so you get to hang out. Tell them about the the late train ride.
Oh yeah, so there was a after party after the kendama event, so it was at a bar, and I want to hang out with my friends because I never seen them for like 4 years, so I'm trying to chill with them as long as I can and trying to time it. So luckily I have good timing, trying to time stuff, go places, maybe not getting to places on time, but I had good timing. I left with enough time to get to the station, but I almost took one wrong turn, and I think if I wasted like 45 seconds or something, I would have missed the train. So I made the last train home, back to the Airbnb.
Nice. So another fact about me, I think Carter was 5. It's like 5 or 6, and I gave him an option of participating in some sort of sport, right? So it was baseball, soccer, or karate, right? So he chose karate, right? But he was young, kind of young. So the instructor said, if I join, then he'll accept Carter. So we both went, right? And at first, when Carter was young, I could make him go, right? But like when he got about 8 or 9, somehow every class he had a stomach ache or a headache. He just found reasons to.
I'd be happy if I had a headache or I felt shitty.
And it was tough because even before I let him stop coming, he would go class and not pay attention. So I would be trying to do the class, and I have to keep looking over because our sensei was an OG. I mean, he was like from way back. We were in, that was like a Shotokan, and the guy was like an older guy, and he was like, he's OG, he was strict. He wasn't super mean, but he was strict. So every time I would have to look over and Carter getting scoldings. And there was a younger guy that was like one of the co-instructors. He wouldn't come all the time, but he tried to intimidate Carter. But even at like 7, Carter just ate it up. And I guess the guy never knew how to deal with Carter, because that guy made adults cry. It wasn't me. I never cried, but he made adults cry because he just give this intense look, bro. And he was tough, bro. The funny thing is, the dude lives across the street from us now. So it's one of our neighbors, right? So of course we're a lot older and it's different now, but anyway, I stuck it out. I think I did 5 years there, and I got a black belt. I wish, in retrospect, I spent 5 years doing jiu-jitsu, but live and learn, right? Live and learn. That's one of the things that I did. So another little fun fact about myself.
I forgot to think of another one.
A bunch of football.
Oh, yeah, so my first sport was football. It was after karate. So thinking, again, I think my school had football, flag football. So he asked me if I wanted to play, and I was like, nah, the first time. And then the second time I wanted to play. So, it was after school and at first, and then went to different leagues, played that for a couple of years. And then eventually tried to play tackle football with my coach from flag football. Did that for a little while, and then when I got to high school, everybody made the team over there, so I was practicing with them, but kind of was getting in trouble, so I couldn't go to practice all the time, and I had to be somewhere else. So I kind of had to choose jiu-jitsu or football. And it's kind of funny because I guess since we practiced so much hands, or it had good hands, so whenever we would do like routes and stuff and catching, I was doing good. So I guess the coach liked me. So this freaking one guy always says, "Oh, Coach Sam's son," or even when I wasn't even coming practices, still thinking like highly because I could catch. But I was like, our school sucks, bro. I'm not gonna play football for our school. And getting more realistic, like, I'm smaller, football is more like, it's better if you're bigger. It's not impossible if you're my size, but if your school's junk, it just makes that even worse, right? So at least jiu-jitsu, you can be part of the action one-on-one. You don't have to be the guy like, oh, where's the ball? And then that's where the action is. Now you can, it's almost, it's not like a fight, but it's almost like a battle, So I picked jiu-jitsu after football. That was my first sport.
So I have a fact about Carter that probably I don't think anybody knows. So you know how, like, when you have children, normally you name them either after yourself, or you give one of the names of like your parents, right? So I didn't want to give Carter my name. I didn't want him to be a junior. I wanted to have his own identity, but I wanted him to carry on like my dad's name, right? So interestingly, when my dad came over, when my dad was born, his parents gave him a Japanese name, and they said, oh, you can pick any American name you want, right? So his sisters all chose American names, but him and his brother, they just kept the names that they were given. So my dad's name is Jitsuo, and everybody calls him Jits. So Carter's middle name is Carter. Actually, Carter's full name is Carter Jitsuo Serafika Fujimura. So Jits is in his name. It's almost like it was like destined to be in jiu-jitsu. So I thought that's kind of funny, right? That's in your name. That's pretty cool. I think that was pretty cool. I have one more about myself, right? So some of you probably seen my Instagram. Sometimes I post, I used to collect like little Hot Wheels and cars and stuff, right? I don't even know how I got into it. Maybe Facebook or something. I don't know, I started collecting it, and it started to get kind of out of control, right? And my wife started to get kind of mad because I used to buy so many, and it's like boxes, eBay boxes would show up like every other day. So at first I started just buying them. Then after a while I started customizing them, changing the wheels, drilling them out, painting them, putting like decals. Kind of got out of control, but I don't know, at some point I guess I got tired of it. I sold most of it. I still have a little bit of it, but it was kind of a fun time. I met a bunch of cool people, Facebook, Instagram, through that little hobby I had. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we like to do little hobbies and stuff like that.
Little hobbies, yeah.
I was doing crocheting for a while. Probably some of you guys know that. Kind of rusty right now, but I used to crochet like that.
Remember you used to do tie-dye for a little while too?
Yeah, tie-dye.
Did tie-dye.
Like paracord.
Oh yeah, you did paracord too. That's kind of cool. Then one last thing for me, right? There was a time, so I'm getting close to retirement, right? Probably another little less than 2 years and I'll be done working. So I've been trying to figure out what am I gonna do when I retire. So I said, well, let me try to do this eBay thing, right? So I did it, thrifting. It's kind of fun, but again, it started to get out of control. Our house was just packed with stuff. The last trip back from Japan was the straw that broke the camel's back. I sold something. I looked for it for like 3 days and I couldn't find it. I finally said, forget it. I'm done with this. It's way too much work. So we probably made 3 or 4 runs to Salvation Army, and stuff that I bought or collected, I just gave it away. I saved some stuff that I knew were still valuable. At some point I may try to sell it again, but I tell you, people that do resale, eBay, thrifting, it's hard work. It's super hard work. You gotta have plenty of space because that stuff builds up over time.
Hope you guys enjoyed that different style of video. A little bit more about who we are. Till next time, guys. Oh, it's on time lapse then.
What?
Nah.
You fucker.
Okay, guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Us.
You thought I was serious?
Yeah.